The 92nd year of India playing Test cricket, you'd be hard-pressed to find a single day of Test cricket at home where they have been more dominated by a visiting side. 46 all out, and New Zealand already lead by 134. Sanjay Manjrekar, let me put that question to you. Have India ever had a worse day of Test cricket at home?
No, I mean, the first time you can say that the stats are accurately sort of representing the day that India had with the bat. And the most surprising thing, Yash, is the fact that this happened in India, this kind of a score, and not a single wicket went to the spinners. Most people would be reading that, that New Zealand got India all out of 46. In India would be thinking, Ryan Turner, but was it? So a very unique day that sneaked up on us.
The more pressing question perhaps on most people's minds, everyone sort of assumed that India's toughest challenges of the year will come towards the end of the year with the spice of Perth and the whatever comes with Adelaide. Alarm bells?
Not alarm bells. Firstly, the advantage that you have in Australia and also Perth is that once you get used to the bounce and the pace as well, Perth has had one thing going for batters is that ball rarely deviates off the pitch. And that's why you've seen some fantastic innings as well played at Perth, where way back we had Roy Frederick getting almost 100 in the first session because the ball doesn't deviate as much and the pace is true, the bounce is true, there's no unevenness and the ball comes out of the bat. Wasn't happening in Bangalore. So interestingly, it was tougher for the kind of batters India have. Although India also contributed to that score by the way, some of those batters played and got out. But no alarm bells, and just the fact that if India gets conditions like this somewhere, maybe not in Australia, somewhere around, they need to have better sort of protection and respond better.
Yeah, such is the kind of day we've seen that we've already had Sanjay Manjrekar weigh in on some of what we witnessed with the batting. You can get Sanjay's breakdown of everything that went wrong in India's first innings on the ESPNcricinfo mobile app. What's made this particularly worse, Sanjay, as if that was possible, is the fact that New Zealand have immediately gone and made 180 look fairly unchallenged. What happened there?
Yeah, nothing going right for Rohit Sharma. Catches that he's missed, sharp chances, and frustrating day for India. But let me try and give some reason for what happened, because immediately after that, New Zealand batted and they seemed to be batting on a different pitch, which in a way is true because the pitch improved, clearly has improved. It's seen a little more sun, so the ball is coming out of the bat. It's looking a very good pitch to bat on. Maybe the New Zealand seamers got more out of the pitch because they were landing on the pitch from a higher point. And on pitches where there is a little bit of moisture, you tend to get a little more bounce and maybe reaction and response from the pitch. Don't forget the three seam bowlers that we saw. Their tallest bowler is 6'8", young O'Rourke. And then the other two are about 6'4", 6'3", whereas Siraj is just under 6 and Bumrah around the same height or maybe shorter. So maybe that would have helped New Zealand naturally as to how much they got from the pitch. But later on, the pitch clearly improved.
All of that makes everything about those first two decisions earlier in the day look that much more worse, be it batting first, be it going in with three spinners.
See, they read the pitch, and I also saw a couple of commentators having a look at the pitch, and they were also confused. What do you do? Because clearly this pitch is going to turn. Is it worth, bowling first? And if the pitch doesn't give too much to the seam bowlers, then you have to bat last on a pitch that's going to be really difficult. Again, the spinners, you can already see the spinners starting to make an impression. So India will have to replicate what New Zealand did in conditions that suited them brilliantly in the last innings of the Test match. That's the only way we'll see a good result for India. But it was a combination of there being more in the pitch than the Indian captain thought there would be seamers. And, full credit to the way the Kiwi bowlers bowled. They didn't give any loose balls and some brilliant catches were taken and at least 3 dismissals that could have been avoided, and those were 3 important batters. And the scoreline would have been slightly different.
Your thoughts on Devon Conway's batting? 91, this is the first time he's played in India, and there has to be some amount of credit to an opener, and just how rattled you might have been having seen the opposition rolled over for 46.
But he's a capable player. Had a great start to his career. We know about that. He's got 390s, interestingly, in his career. And one felt the shot that he played uh, against Ashwin had a lot to do with where he was. We've seen him in the IPL, and he's been to India before. So he's one of your, world-class top-order batters. He's got everything going for him. He's got the big game as well at the right time to play. So I've always been impressed with Devon Conway, and what you saw there was nothing to surprise you. I like the way he played the fast bowlers after the recent memory of the opposition batters. Loved his take, played close to the ball, played the spinners well. So yeah, looked really good and completely in control, and played attackingly. The strike rate was brilliant on a pitch that India got 46 on.
Those two partnerships that we see on the screen also reflective of how New Zealand have just taken that sense of ascendancy further, because you don't see that too often with visiting teams, stitching back-to-back partnerships of a substantial quantity.
Yeah, because generally when New Zealand bat, it's a turner and they don't get too many runs on the board. India bat better and they're always on the defensive. This is like, it's like a blessing that has come from, they wouldn't have expected this. Clearly, the emphasis from the curator was to prepare a turner. Weather change, conditions change, it's a red soil pitch, so there is that bounce. And it's an opportunity that has come their way. They're not going to let go. 46 gives you a lot of confidence. And the pitch also improved. Their test will be in the second innings of the test match. How much ever they have to get. And even if it's a small score, and this is an optimistic sort of projection, maybe if they have to get 100 or 120, then we'll see how they go against, 3 Indian spinners, because that is when India might just reap the rewards of having 3 spinners.
Yeah, I'm assuming at the end of this day's play, there are a lot of New Zealand supporters who are probably thinking it doesn't go that far. An innings win might be on the cards, although there is no away side that has done that in India for over a decade. We leave it there. Sanjay Manjrekar, very, very interesting and impossible to simultaneously
and from this series, we need test cricket around. Yes, it just struck me because it's so unscripted. There's no certain template that we see. It can throw up some shockers. We saw 36 all out from India going on to win the next test match. And here we see a 46 all out at home. So, yeah, that's why you want this format around. Even if no one is watching, we could just keep playing it for at least the records.
Absolutely. Long may it continue. And a New Zealand side, which arrived in India after having been trounced in Sri Lanka, can now dream of something they haven't achieved since 1988, a test win on Indian soil. Thank you so much, Sanjay Manjrekar, for your time.
Thank you.